Today I have brought a video on uniform circular motion of chapter 9 of physics. It is a very important topic which is useful to understand the planetary motions, satellite motions, motion of electron around a nucleus that will be discussed in higher class. So you should watch the video very carefully so that you can clear your concept, basic concept for further study. Uniform circular motion is defined as if a body moves in a circular path, a body follows a circular path with constant speed, uniform speed around a point, then the motion of the body is called uniform circular motion. In the circular path, the motion of the body is uniform, that the speed of the body is uniform. Now, uniform circular motion, the speed of the body is constant at every instant of time, but the direction of motion continuously changes with respect to time on the circular path. As the time passes, the direction of the motion of the object changes. The magnitude of the velocity is constant. That is magnitude of velocity speed, that is speed is constant, but the direction of velocity changes at every instant of time. So uniform circular motion is also called accelerated motion due to the change of direction. That will be clear more on the next slide. Here we see how the direction of a motion changes when a body moves along a rectangular path. Rectangular path, there is 4 corners, and every corners the body changes its direction. Like that, when it is at R, it changes its direction at right angle, and again this point, this point, this point. When a body moves along a rectangular path, it changes direction 4 times. When the side of the polygon increases, like that, it become a rectangular, become a hexagon, then the direction of the body which moves along the hexagon changes 6 times. From if we started from R and reach at S, then changes its direction. When it reach at T, it changes direction in this direction. It changes in this direction, changes direction, and the object have to change 6 times when moves along the hexagonal path. When the body moves along the octagonal path, region, then the body undergoes to change 8 times its direction, from 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 times, 6 times, 8 times. 8 times. If the side of the polygon becomes more, then the change of direction, times of change of direction of the body is also increases. Suppose that if the polygon becomes infinite number of sides, then it becomes a circle. And here, if the numbers of polygons becomes more, then it converted as a circle. So when a body moves around a circular path, then it considered that the circle is a infinite number of sides of polygon. So the direction of a body changes infinitely, whereas when it moves around the circular path. As the time passes, the sides of the polygon which form a square considered as infinite number of sides. So when the body moves along a circular path, it changes its direction infinitely, changes its direction as at every instant of time, when every instant of time, and It is visualized like that. Here, circular motion, as we have discussed earlier, the motion of a body in a circular path is called circular motion, and the uniform motion is that if a body moves a circular path with uniform speed, the motion is called the uniform circular motion. If the motion, the speed, if the body is constant, uniform, that is called uniform circular motion. That is different. Uniform circular motion is a accelerated motion. Why it is accelerated motion? Because in the circular motion, a body continuously changes its direction, and the circumference of the track of the radius r. If the circumference, if it is a circle, then it is circle and it is radius, then circumference is equal to twice pi r. And if the twice pi r is the revolution of one revolution, if one revolution completed in time t, twice pi r, then we can say that linear velocity of the object moving on the circular path would be twice pi r by t. It is the linear velocity, and here given here. Now, another type of velocity is also associated with the uniform circular path, that known as angular velocity. We will correlate what is the relation between the linear velocity and angular velocity. We will discuss in the next slide. Here, examples are why we study the circular motion. Because the circular motion is applicable to understand the motion of planet. The motion moving around the sun is a types of circular motion. Motion of electron around nucleus is also a type of circular motion. So we should understand the circular motion very deeply and clearly. Now, motion of giant wheel is also a circular motion. Motion of a space station is also circular motion. Motion of moons and satellites also circular. So the study of circular motion is very important, and it is applicable for the higher study. Next we will discuss the velocity and speed and uniform circular motion. Here, the velocity, as we discussed earlier, the velocity of the object moving on circular path continuously changes like that, but the speed is constant. Here, the velocity and the velocity, direction of velocity is along the tangent drawn. The velocity, the direction of velocity at any point on the circular path is along the drawn tangent. Here at that point, the direction of velocity is like that, is this tangent. At the point, the velocity changes like that, and the direction of the velocity is in this tangent, drawn at the tangent. Similarly, so the speed is constant, but due to the change of direction, the velocity changes. So we can say that uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. Here the question is velocity changes. The answer is obviously the answer is that no, speed is constant. Now here, is velocity changes? Yes, the answer is that because velocity changes because the velocity vectors and direction is changing at every instant or every point and every instant of time. So the uniform circular velocity, uniform circular motion is an example of accelerated motion. Next slide, to understand the uniform circular motion more obviously, we should consider about the radian. What is the meaning of radian? Radian is the system of degree measure. We know that there are three types of measure of angles. One is degree measure, it is also French system, and 360 degree is completed when one revolution is completed in a circle, and a sexagesimal system, centesimal system, it is a sexagesimal system, and it is one system is centesimal system, in which 90 degree is divided into 100 part, that is known as grade. But very important system to measure the angle is called radian. It is also the SI unit of angle. Degree is not SI unit of angle. The SI unit of angle is radian. So and radian is applicable to understand. The application of radian is very important to understand the uniform circular motion. So we'll give elementary idea about the radian. What is the radian measure? Radian system. Radian is defined as 1 radian. 1 radian is the measure of the central angle whose arc length is same as the radian. That means angle measured by the angle subtended by an arc equal to its radius. It is the very important line. The angle subtended by an arc, the length of arc, if the length of arc is r and the radius is r also, then this angle is called 1 radian. Length of r is equal to radius, then theta, the theta of subtended by the arc, this arc equal to radius, and the angle subtended by is equal to 1 radian. So 1 radian is also equal to 180 degree by r, because the total 360 degree, total angles 360 degree is completed. When completed, the total angles measured in radian is equal to twice pi. The degree measure is 360 degree, then the radian measure is twice pi. That means pi is equal to 180 degree. That is the relationship between pi is radian measure in radian and 180 degree measure in degree. That is the relationship between pi, radian and degree. And also on the basis of radian, a very important expression we extracted, that the length of arc, we take the length of arc and degree measure can be expressed in the term of theta, that theta is measured in radian and r is the radius. It is also important for length of arc, and it is the s, the length of s is equal to here theta is measured in radian, theta is equal to s by r or l by r. L is the length of arc, r is the radius of circle. When it is the degree measured in radian, the theta radian is equivalent to length of arc divided by r. It is a very important expression that will be applicable to understand the uniform circular motion. Look here. Now, what is angular velocity and linear velocity, and what is its correlationship, that will be expressed in this slide. Here, it is the symbol that's called omega. Omega used to denote the angular velocity. Angular velocity is that when the rate of angle subtended by a moving object at the center. It is the angle which measured in theta, the rate of subtending angle by a moving object, known as angular velocity. And linear velocity is that the distance covered by an object at unit time is called angular velocity. Now theta is angle subtended per unit time, is called theta by t, that is the angular velocity. And here velocity, linear velocity v is equal to s by t, and there is a relationship between that will be discussed here. Look here. Now, if the unit of angular velocity is degree measure theta degree measure, radian measure, so it will be radian per second. So angular velocity, unit of angular velocity is radian per second. Unit time, so theta in radian. So unit of omega is equal to radian, unit of omega radian per second. But the linear velocity is meter per second. It is the radian per second is the SI unit of angular velocity, and linear velocity meter per second. Now What is the relationship between that? We can discuss here. Omega is equal to theta by t. It is obvious the angle rate of subtending angle at the center by a moving object is called angular velocity, and theta by t is the angular velocity. Now, v is equal to a linear velocity is equal to s, distance travel, that is the length of arc in time t, that is v is equal to s by t. Now look here. Here, from the previous slide, we have discussed about the s is equal to, theta is equal to describe s by r. So, if you find the expression s, that is the length of arc, we can use theta into r. If you put the value here, s is equal to theta r, now here theta r, it is theta r, and b is equal to theta r by t. B becomes theta r by t. Now theta r by t, but we know theta by t is equal to omega, so we can v is equal to r into omega. So the linear velocity is equal to angular velocity into radius, into the radius factor. It is given here. Angular velocity, here the linear velocity is equal to angular velocity into r. R is the radius factor. And it is radius factor when circular path, then the angular velocity is to be radius factor. No, it will be more clear in the next slide. Same things is written in derivation of formula for the definition of linear velocity. V is equal to s by t, linear velocity s by t, and recall the length of arc formula. V is equal to, it is the linear velocity. Then if you put the value of theta r, s value theta r by t, theta by t is equal to here angular velocity. So we can definition of the angular velocity, v is equal to r t r omega. R is the radius of the circular path, and omega is the angular velocity. That is the given in the next slide also. Here more detail we can understand from this in this slide. Okay. First, to determine the radius relationship between linear velocity and the angular velocity, it is given more detail in this slide. Consider a body moving along the circumference of circle of radius r with the linear velocity, the velocity of the object which is moving in circular velocity v, and angular velocity is omega here. Let us the body moves from A to B. It is given here. The body moves from A to B. Body moves from A to B. So it is cover a distance as distance cover sometime at time t, and theta is the angles covered, and theta is the angle cover, and theta subtended by the arc at the center, by the moving object at the center at time t. Now AB is equal to as displacement of the object moving on the circular path, and here linear velocity is equal to displacement by time. So V is equal to AB by T. It is the linear velocity. But here now look here. Here V is equal to ST. V is equal to S by T. Now if theta be the angle subtended by an arc, if the theta be the angle subtended by an arc of length S, then radius R, then S is equal to R theta. That we have discussed in the previous slide, that when theta is degree measure, suppose a degree measure theta here, and it is the S is the length of arc, and here R is the radius, then theta may be expressed as theta is equal to S by R. So S is equal to theta into R. It is very more important expression that will be described. Now look here. Here now S is equal to R theta. If you put the value V is equal to R theta by T, now we know that theta by T is equal to the angular velocity. Theta by 2, the rate of subtending angle at the center is called known as angular velocity. So v is equal to r omega. Omega is the angular velocity. Linear velocity is equal to radius of the circle, angular velocity. But it is expressed when we clear the concept of radian. Radian is the angle subtended. One radian angle subtended by an arc at the center equivalent to radius. If the arc is equivalent to radius and angle subtended by the center, this angle is called radian, and relation between radian and degree measure is equal to pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Pi is equal to pi. If there is no written any symbol, that it should be radian. It also C is also like here. See that the radian, but obviously it not nowadays it is not given. If pi is written, that it is measured in the radian. Pi is equal to 180 degree. Twice pi is equal to 360 degree. Even similarly, pi by 2 radian is equal to here 90 degree. These are the correlations between the radian and degree measure. That is given on the basis of, and also one important expression in degree measure, radian measure, that when S is the length of arc, of a circle, and here the angle subtended at the center is theta in radian, and here r, then we can say theta may be expressed as S by r. These two expressions we used to understand the angular velocity and the linear velocity of a object moving in a circular path, and what is the relationship. It is given. Now, next slide, more detail and some another way we can express the angular velocity like that here. For an object rotating about an axis, and every point of object has some same angular velocity. When the object is rotated along a circular path, every point of an object has same angular velocity, but the rotational velocity is another. But the angular velocity is same. The tangential velocity of any point is proportional to the distance from the axis of the rotation. Angular velocity has unit radian per second. The unit of angular velocity radian per second. Now, here v is equal to, just we have discussed in earlier slide, that v is equal to, that means linear velocity is equal to angular velocity r, or angular velocity is equal to v by r. So angular velocity is the rate of change of angular displacement. Angular defined as angular velocity is the rate of change of angular displacement and can be described by the relationship angular velocity, that is the rate of change of angular displacement. Rate of change of angular displacement is called the angular velocity. Here one thing's all clear here. Omega, that the angular velocity also rated by v by r by that relationship angular v by r. Now we can say that here omega is equal to v by r. V is defined as, v is equal to, here look here, if the velocity, linear velocity, if the object complete one rotation in time t, that means that twice pi r, it is the circumference and it is t. Now it may be converted as twice pi r. T, 1 by t is also known as the frequency. If the total time period of the circular path is t and the total distance twice pi r, then twice pi r by t is the linear velocity, but it may be expressed as twice pi f. It is the frequency here, twice pi f. Now b is equal to put the value here. If b is equal to put the value here, now r may be cancelled here, twice pi r, twice pi rf. Okay, now here b is equal to twice pi r by, it is the circumference, by t. It is clear. Now we also know that twice pi rt and 1 by t is known as the frequency of the time period. Frequency as per the time period, twice pi r or f. it is the V. If we put the value here, V, we get twice by R F. Twice by the R cancel, we get that angular velocity is equal to twice pi into F. F is the frequency and frequency in the revolution. And how the and T is the 1 by T. The frequency is equal to frequency F is equal to this frequency 1 by T. It is 1 by T here. It T. Here T. That is T. 1 by T converted by F. So angular velocity may be written as twice pi F. Here F is equal to 1 by T. F is the frequency revolution. Frequency in revolution per second. How much frequency? Number of frequency, number of revolution per second is known as the frequency. Here. Now again, one concept is very important. What is the centripetal force? When the object is moving, in circular path, the velocity of the direction of velocity in that point is in this direction, tangential direction, and object moving in the circular path. Some force is also acting on the object toward the center of the moving object. This center seeking force that acted toward the center in every instant of time, some force is acting toward the center when the object is moving on circular path. This force acting toward the center is known as centripetal force. The center seeking force is known as centripetal force. It is the force acting on a particle performing uniform circular. When the object is undergoes uniform circular motion and the force is along the radius of the circle is directed toward the center is called centripetal force. And here, remember that what is the specification of centripetal force? It is along on the particles performing uniform circular motion along the radius and acting towards the center of the circle. Okay. Now, some properties of centripetal force are given in the next slide. Properties of centripetal force. Centripetal force is a real force. It is the real force, and centripetal force is necessary for maintaining the uniform circular motion. When the object is moving on a circular path, to maintain the motion of the circular path, the centripetal force is required to move the object on the circular path. Without if the centripetal force is not applied on the moving object, then the object is not moving on the circular. It lives in the tangential direction, and the circular motion is not possible. Centripetal is directed toward the center of the circle, and centripetal force does not do any work. And the one important expression for the centripetal force that will be discussed in the higher class as the centripetal force is equal to mv square by r. Here m is the mass of the object. That is this equation used to explain the planetary motion. The mass of the planet here, and v is the velocity, and r is the time. That will be discussed in the planetary motion in the higher class, but some concept elementary idea you should learn in this class also. Example of centripetal force, like when a body tied in a string and whirl in a horizontal circle, the centripetal force is provided by the tension of the string. If you whirl a stone and are tied with a string, if you are whirling, some force is applied by the hand so that the pebbles, stones moving around the circular path, but the force is applied on the stone is always seeking towards the center. That's known as centripetal force. Okay. Next slide we will discuss about video will discuss about some other things of the chapter 9, that is the force and acceleration, that we discuss next. But the 8th chapter that we have started, the motion chapter, is completed in this video. Okay, thank you.